What's up, guys? How's it going? Today I want to talk about a very big question that I get asked all the time. And it was a question I used to ask myself all the time. Why do some of these anxiety symptoms never seem to go away? Why do some of my anxiety symptoms stick around longer than others? You know, I'll have these intermittent anxiety symptoms, or some of you will have just like constant changing symptoms. But I was lucky enough to have both. I would have symptoms that would always disappear and come up, disappear, come up. It would scare the crap out of me because they were fresh and new, and then I would gradually accept them. The fear component would go away, then the symptom would morph into something else just whenever I was accepting that symptom. So that cycle all on its own is exhausting, and a lot of you guys know that drill. But also another exhausting cycle is just having constant symptoms that don't go away and they don't really change. They're there with you every single day. And those of you that have health anxiety, this really is going to scare the crap out of you because it messes with your acceptance. You know, you start to question things. Why am I having chest pains all throughout the day when I didn't even do anything stressful today? I didn't even exercise. I'm scared to exercise. You know, I didn't ruffle the feathers of my anxiety. I didn't go do any exposure. I didn't drive or do anything. I've just been sitting in here watching TV. You know, I'm not in an obvious dangerous situation or in a stressful trigger situation, right, to ignite this chest pain. There must be something freaking wrong with my heart. And I would battle with myself, you know, over and over and over again with this question. But guys, I didn't understand how anxiety worked back then. I didn't understand that once you are afraid of a symptom and you respond in fear long enough, that symptom can be a habit. It can be a habit just like anything else. Your body has a habit of manifesting chest pain right here, right? Obviously, it's right here. This is your chest. You know, your body has a habit of giving you tension headaches whenever you're stressed out. Your body has a habit of giving you just general muscle tension or blurry, distorted vision or floaters or anything, guys. Brain zaps. Digestive issues is another one that a lot of people have that's more chronic, okay? This can happen to any anxiety symptoms. Once you fear something enough and you give it focus and fear, and that's what we've done. We focused in on our chest or we focused in on our head. We are driving energy there. And then the body almost feels like after being awakened for a few seconds or a few minutes, or some people get lucky and get 30 minutes or an hour without these symptoms, it has to go back to that habit. It has to revert back to that energy going wherever in your body you have been most concerned with. And guys, it can be extremely localized. My last bout with anxiety was ear pressure right here in my right ear. Something as odd as that. So I would just go back and forth with the ENTs, you know, and they're telling me like, look, there's nothing wrong. Your pressure test was one tick off, but you shouldn't be feeling what you're feeling. Your hearing is completely fine. I looked in there's nothing. I felt around, there's nothing abnormal, but I felt like there was cotton balls shoved down in my ear. That's how sensitive I was, right? And that's another thing that's happening at the same time. While you're dealing with some of these symptoms and you're giving it a lot of fearful responses, your sensitivity starts to go up too, which allows you to feel it even more, and it magnifies that pain. Almost can view it as like your pain threshold was kind of going down and away. I guess that could be debatable. That's just my opinion. Anyways, something as simple as that, right, can stay there. And it was there with me for like a year to a year and a half. It's hard to remember exactly. But it stuck around just because I was fearful of it and concerned about it. Once I finally let go of control and I was like, you know, I'm going to believe the ENT. I've been there a few times. She's told me every time that this is nothing. This isn't a horribly painful symptom anyways. I'm just going to let go of this. I'm going to let go and I'm going to live my life. Guess what? Over the next week, it started to lessen and go away by letting go of control and accepting what the doctors had already told me, okay? So one reason that you have symptoms that won't go away is because you constantly feed it fear. Feed that symptom fear, or concentrated energy on the chest or the head or your hands. Anything, guys, any symptom. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of anxiety symptoms. So fear and focus is one reason. And then it transitions to it becoming a habit. Something else that happens that can make you have constant anxiety symptoms is that your cortisol levels are going up. Okay, and whenever your cortisol levels are going up and you're constantly dumping adrenaline in your body, especially if you're having panic attacks, that keeps your body in a state of anxiety, right? It's ready for something to pop off at all times. So whatever symptoms you've been manifesting or your go-to symptoms, they're going to just kind of always be there, right? Those are warning signs like get out of here or leave here or don't go there or we're about to die. So shortly after you become conscious, your subconscious is already trying to get you out of danger, because we've justified that these symptoms are needed by giving it a fearful response. So therefore, that symptom can last. And guys, I'm telling you, I've had people, you mean you could have a symptom that lasts for months? You can have a symptom that lasts for years until you start changing your response. So today, guys, start changing your response. Give context and safety as to why this symptom is anxiety and not something else. And this isn't just for those of you that have health anxiety. I mean, we can still get frustrated with symptoms if we have other forms of anxiety and we don't necessarily think it's a disease or killing us, but we still want it to go away. All right. So let go of control. If you have health anxiety, if you've gotten your reassurance, you have to start going with that at some point. I can't tell you when to do it. I'm not in your body. I don't know exactly what's going on, but you're going to have to eventually get your reassurance, start to accept that reassurance, and then let go of control, while at the same time letting your subconscious know whenever it lets you know via chest pains or panic or headaches or muscle pain, all those symptoms, digestive issues, that things are okay and things are going to be fine and things are going to be safe. But we can't just say those things. We also have to walk the walk, right? We have to make the lifestyle changes. We have to have a routine. We have to practice mindfulness, and we have to be doing exposure to bring these symptoms out even more so we can desensitize to them. So cortisol, adrenaline buildup in the body, the symptom becomes a habit due to your fearful responses. And guys, I'm telling you, you can be doing something that you love or used to love to do, and you can feel like you're about to die, right? I'm having fun, I'm relaxing, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend or my friends or my wife or whatever it is that you love to do. This is my favorite movie, or I'm trying to vibe to my favorite song, or I'm at a concert, or I'm traveling and I'm feeling these pains. This has to mean that something is wrong with me, right? Now, the doctor had to have been wrong, right? Or just, why is this happening? Why it doesn't have to be a health anxiety thing. Why is this happening? Then we get frustrated, then we question everything, and then we just go right back, and it just turns into this vicious cycle. So in short, yes, you can have symptoms that can stick around for years if you're not doing the right thing. And speaking of doing the right thing, you need to be changing your life, establishing a routine. I have tons of videos, guys, tons of videos on here that are about recovery. And what's funny about it is that those videos tend to get half as many video views as the symptom videos, the symptom-based videos, and the scary aspects of anxiety. And I get like people want to relate with, other people whenever it comes to symptoms, and we're kind of seeking reassurance. But I have a lot of videos that are just based off of recovery, all right? At least every few videos, there's going to be a video that's basically just about tips, okay? So check those videos out too. And guys, if you want more help with your anxiety recovery, if you want a detailed step-by-step routine that shows you how I got out of panic disorder, health anxiety, and generalized anxiety disorder, where yes, I was dealing with chronic symptoms. I dealt with that for years. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, was crawl out of that hole called anxiety. A lot of setbacks, a lot of learned lessons along the way, but I'm better for it, to be honest, believe it or not. But try out my course, Elite Anxiety Bootcamp. I'll read you a review real quick. Sometimes it takes putting things a certain way in order for you to get the point. So far throughout the course or boot camp, you have hit the mark with me several times. I've read several books on anxiety as well as audiobooks, but so far this boot camp has really gotten things to click and connect inside the old noggin. Been looking for this kind of help for a while. Thanks, man. Be a part of that if you have not signed up for that. It's changing lives. It's helping people out there. So guys, I love you, and until next time, keep fighting.